What episode is this?
I think 14.
Episode 14.
Episodes, bro. 14 episodes. I'm not sure if Jimmy's still a part of it, but we're saying he's still a part of it, yeah?
So this is legitimately Jimmy's replacement?
Until the guy makes a return, and then we just get more people. Like, you'll eventually just be...
I think if Jimmy comes back, we'll just do a 4.
Yeah, we'll just do 4.
Do a 4. Yeah.
The elusive Jimmy.
So we're in a new location, Onda, Albany Creek. Got some good training in today.
It was fun.
Thank you for having us.
I had to do this podcast in exchange for
Yeah, exactly right.
and Steve loves sticking a camera and a microphone in my face because he knows how much I hate it. But I only accept it because Dave asked and he's really nice.
Bro, I gave you tough rolls today, eh?
Because I just tried wrestling with you.
Bro, we are the same weight.
We're not the same way.
Come on, bro.
We are
Don't
not
body
the same
shame me.
You got like 10 kilos on me, mate.
Bro, we are 87.
10 kilos, right?
About 10 kilos, yeah.
Are we rounding up to the full number, bro?
Well,
It's like
8.
8 kilos.
10 kilos is a lot, mate.
10 kilos.
10 kilos is a
broken back, unfunctioning arm.
I heard your back surgery was fake. I heard it never happened. There's no
And
photos of you coming out of the
I
hospital.
was gonna post it, but then
Did you see a photo of him? Have you seen a photo of him?
I think he had to do it like 3 times. You had to show up 3 times. Twice they cancelled on him.
Bro, get
That's because you know why? He doesn't have private health insurance.
He's got it now, he's got it now.
What kind of a physio doesn't have private health insurance?
After that scenario, bro, I got private health insurance, and I actually need to get income protection insurance. Yeah, that's a big one. Do you have income protection?
Oh yeah, of course, dude. Yeah.
Do you boys have income protection?
Know what that is? I've heard of that.
This guy barely has income. Why would he need income protection? If any of you have like a family, dude, like you really need to don't worry about it.
Actually, for the $20 a week I make,
Yeah.
I had all of that insurance. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, bro. Why don't we introduce ourselves? Matt, go ahead. Give us a bit of background. Give us a
Black
bit
belt,
of
who
your.
you black belt under?
I got my black belt from Thiago Braga from Legacy
In Sydney?
in Sydney, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And we made the move here to Brisbane. Would be 12 months,
Yeah.
like today almost.
Wow.
So me and Mary moved here. Mary moved a little bit earlier. She moved in like November, or even earlier, October, and I moved in December. And as soon as I got here, drove all the way down, and then basically we started setting up the gym, painting it, ripping down whatever we could, fitting it out. And in that same week, I got like a bad viral infection in my eye. And when I arrived from Sydney, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to train like for a bit while we built up the gym, so I just absolutely destroyed my body, and I basically was on antibiotics, antifungals on arrival here because I had like a bad staph and ringworm infection.
Gee.
So it was pretty rough.
It's like the same thing Keenan got or something? Like crazy viral.
Yeah, and then I got a viral eye infection all within like the same month. So this time last year I didn't get to train at all. So I just took these last couple of weeks just to visit a few gyms, and we closed here for most of the time just to have a bit of a break. But it's been good, just training, eating, and sitting around watching TV.
Hell yeah. But it seems like Brisbane doesn't have as many high-level gi guys. I think it's like spread out a little bit, but it seems like in Sydney there's a bit more of a culture of that.
Yeah, I think there are dudes that are good in the gi here, but it's not as popular. I think most people here, and it probably could be related to the weather, you know.
We're all on Gold Coast.
Yeah, and
Probably
I
Brazilians
like
as
most gyms that I've been to visit as well, there's no aircon. So it's like the last thing you want to do in like 35-degree heat is train in a gi. But yeah, I really like training in the gi. Like I love training in the gi. So
You train with like Ari, you train with like all the
I did. So the last year I left, I was training mostly with Ari and also at SWA with Lucas. Because I had a bit of exposure training with them back in like around 2018 as well.
Yeah.
So when me and Mary left Legacy sort of the year before, she went to go train at GE because it was just close to home, and I wanted to train with Lucas and Ari, so kind of spent the year training there. And
Well, you guys didn't train at the same place.
no, we didn't, not the last year, no.
So this is before Lucas kind of broke out.
It would have been, it would have been just before he won trials, like that same year. Yeah.
Because it seemed there was always like rumors about him, like he's like this really good guy. I think he did one trials before he lost to Kai Rudolph by like 2 points or something, and then the second one he beat Bob. I think he leg locked some good Brazilian guy in the finals.
Will Diaz.
Yeah, Will Diaz. Yeah, he's really good
Yeah.
as well. And then instead of doing trials, he did CGI. And made a big name for himself.
He was definitely like anyone that ever trained with him kind of knew how good he was, but he was a bit of a like sort of like best kept secret type thing. But he'd been in and around in like most places in Australia, and everybody here knew how good he was. But it was just really cool just to see him kind of have his moment in the spotlight, you know.
Seems like a very wholesome, down to earth sort of guy as well.
He really
Not
is.
a big ego.
He really is. He doesn't say much, but he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Really good dude.
So what was your training like in Sydney? Like, who was your main training partners?
I used to like training with the blues and purple belts there. Like they'd give me some of the best training, you know, and like I feel like the good purple belts, blue belts, they're not as, I guess they don't play it as safe as like when you roll with another black belt.
Yeah.
They kind of, and they've always got new stuff that they're working on, so you can kind of learn and observe what they're doing. But I guess like one of my main training partners, I say for that time, is a guy called Marwan Sefian. He's a 42-year-old French computer programmer, an old dude.
Yeah.
But me and him would go to like the pro sessions during lunchtime, and we're like the older dudes in the sessions.
Yeah.
And so we would like kind of go in the showers together and kind of cry in the cubicles and kind of share our little success moments. But he was probably one of like my main training partners, and he's a funny dude.
Nice. Where's he training at now? Is he still training?
He just got his brown belt. He got his brown belt from Ari. He's at Kumite and he's at SWA. So he's I'll try and get him to come visit. He's
Ari and Josh Alsop,
they're Ari, Josh, and Hope.
Yeah.
They're running Kumite.
Yeah. I had a match with Josh at Pampack. That's when I was like 85 kilos.
You were 85.
Yeah, I was just fat.
Is that did you
I was
cut?
bulking
Did you cut weight after that match? Was that it? Was that the defining moment?
Well, I was just bulking for ages, and then I realized I'm just a fatty, and it's so hard to jiu-jitsu when you're fat. Maybe Stephen can.
Right, don't do that. I ain't fat. I'm jacked.
A little bit soft.
But no, what was the process like for you? So when did you start? Where did you train at initially? Then you went
So how long you
towards
been
the end.
training
Yeah.
I started towards the end of 2012.
Okay.
And I started at like a little gym in Bondi where I was living at the time. And I think like most people, whenever they get into it, they kind of want to find somewhere that's just convenient. And you don't really like spend the time looking at what's the best. You just want to kind of get in and train.
Yeah.
So I was there for a bit.
Yeah.
And
You
then
would have been 26?
I would have been around that.
26 and you black belt after how many? 9 years, you said?
I got my black belt in 2020, so about 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
about
So
8 years.
you started 2012 training at Bondi, and then how did that go? Where'd you get up to at Bondi?
I got my blue belt there, which probably took me just under a year, and then I moved gyms in about like around 2013-ish.
Yeah. Where'd you go to?
I went to Legacy, and then I spent most of my the rest of my color belts there to a black belt.
But you're cross training at a lot of places.
I would cross train. I started cross training a fair bit when I was probably a purple belt.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get different looks, to get different styles, and it was around about 2018 that I met Levi, who started training at a little place called Open Sparring, which was in the city, and basically he kind of didn't have a gym at that time, and that place just opened up. And the original concept of that sort of space was it wasn't supposed to be like a gym or a team or anything. It was kind of like it's free mat space that you can kind of book out with your mates and go and train if you're from different gyms. So the idea of it was pretty cool, and he was based there, and then pretty much everybody from Sydney was just going to go in there to train with him, because that was kind of like the year before he had that big breakout year where he just won brown belt worlds.
Yeah.
And then it was like around 2018, 2019 where he won Euros, Pans, and
Beat Lucas Slippery.
he won Spider. Yeah, so that.
Oh yeah, the 100K.
Yeah.
tournament,
Yeah, so that was the year where he beat Lucas Lepre, he beat Gabriel Arges, and he beat Mateus Gabriel.
Yeah.
So he beat like the three world
biggest.
champions at that weight category.
Yeah.
So, and that was around the time where I met Ari and Lucas. I actually competed against Ari as a blue belt as well.
Oh, nice.
How'd that go?
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
It progressively got worse as we went up the belts. I think the last time I competed against him was a purple belt, and then it was funny because towards the end when I was a black belt, he was like, I'd say Ari's like my coach, you know. Him and Lucas, so it was cool.
So you were cross training a lot when you hit purple. And when did you get your purple?
I got my purple in around 2016 maybe.
2016.
2016, yeah.
Yeah, and then all the boys just started training together, getting good looks. Yeah,
Yeah, like around 2018 was like everybody was sort of congregating at open sparring.
and that's the heavies, the Levi's, the Lucas, the
Levi,
Iron.
Lucas, Tommy, Nico was there.
Oh,
Marwan.
nice.
That's where I went. That's where I met Marwan, and that's
Yeah.
where I met Toll as well. Was there
Oh,
around
nice.
that time?
Yeah,
So it was kind of funny, like seeing the people that were kind of training in that room around that time just sort of break away and like do really well in the jiu-jitsu.
yeah,
field. So,
okay. A little like a good hub of people.
Yeah.
So then, when COVID hit, because we had this chat too, how did that look like for you?
COVID was actually really good for me because I was still working the whole time. So I've actually never just trained jiu-jitsu. I've always had a day job.
Yeah.
I've only done I was only training really maybe 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, nice.
But pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I didn't have too many injuries.
This is throughout the belts.
This is like throughout the.
Oh, nice. Freaking hell. Yeah, solid.
But I was just lucky that I didn't really have many bad injuries, just knee injury at one
Yeah.
point. So 2 or 3 times a week, but without having any big breaks.
Yeah.
And COVID was good. It was I bought some mats at home. I had a few black belts that lived close by. There's a guy called Kane Wilkin who's got a gym. He lived nearby. I had another friend, Alan Torres, who's a black belt as well, that would come by. Rich, my Egyptian friend Rich, which you've met, he would come by and we would just do sessions in the garage. So it was good because I'd literally just get home from work, jump in the garage, train for like an hour or two, go have a shower and go to bed. So
Yeah.
it was not doing the extra commuting to getting to and from training was really good.
That's solid. Yeah.
And we still managed to sort of keep to that regular pattern of training about 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, okay.
And it means you have to kind of take your training into your own hands. What do you want to learn and stuff like that. I found COVID was good for me.
It was good because you do a lot. You was doing a lot more study as opposed to training with a large group of partners, and you're doing a lot more drilling. Like I was doing a lot of drilling with Mary in that
a lot
time.
more specific training.
Yeah, a lot of specific training, a lot of drilling. I actually personally feel like for me, I'm not a very good visual learner when it comes to technique. Somebody will show it to me, and I'm a bit clumsy in that respect, but I have to really drill it a few times. So,
Get a feel for
like that whole debate against drilling and sort of that conceptual approach, ecological approach. I think you need a bit of a combination of both, and some people need more of one than the other. Whereas for me, I think there's a big benefit in just drilling, and just to kind of get the little mechanics right before you apply varying levels of sort of resistance to it.
There's a big range as well. There's like drilling with 0 resistance, and then maybe specific training with like 100% resistance.
Yeah.
There's that whole range
In
the
between.
middle, which is like probably where you want to be.
And I think probably until I came here, I didn't really get a chance to roll with many white or colored belts that were fresh.
Yeah.
So in doing that, in sort of my main training partners now are my students, and a lot of them were pretty kind of fresh white belts.
Yeah.
You have to really approach your training completely different because you don't really get that many looks. But in saying that, I think teaching kind of helps you sort of figure out the things that you do, without having to sort of I guess put it in words to it.
Yeah.
And there's little details there that you kind of don't know you do, but you having to explain it to someone sort of made it click. So I felt that that's helped a lot in sort of not getting too rusty.
Yeah.
So what was the motivation to come to Brisbane then?
We wanted to open up a gym.
Yeah.
And Sydney is a bit saturated in
Yeah.
terms of the gyms, and the rents are wild. We'd be paying for the same kind of space in Sydney, we'd be paying 3 times what we're paying now.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So I managed to get a pretty good job here as well.
Yeah.
Which is going well. That sort of helps paying the bills. But this last year has just been a bit of a grind, daytime job, being a dad, running the gym in the afternoons. But it's been cool because my daughter trains in the day, at lunch, in the evenings. And so
She's competed a couple times as well.
yeah. She's doing really good. She's doing really well. She's not overly into it. She's forced in a way, but we don't ever make her train. If she says sometimes she's like, no, I can't be bothered training today. We just kind of let her have the day off. But because we're here and it's part of her routine, and she kind of she recruited all her friends into the gym.
That's the way to do it.
So for the first, we didn't have any kids for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
It was just the adults. And then she just started recruiting her friends at school, and then it became, oh cool, I get to hang out with my friends after school.
Yeah.
So that kind of kept her kind of kept her entertained. But she started to get like really competitive, and she's starting to get really good now.
Wow, that's awesome.
And just shout out also, partner is also a black belt.
Mary, yeah.
Yeah.
So Mary, she runs the day-to-day stuff at the gym. She also teaches. She also has a full-time job. She also takes care of Nala. So she's she grinds like me, but just on like super speed, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, did you guys meet each other before jiu-jitsu or after you guys?
We met training jiu-jitsu, like we trained together.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
nice.
Awesome.
Who's better?
Mary's definitely better.
Yeah. Shout out, yeah.
That's why I wanted Dave to train with Mary.
Yeah.
But not Steven.
Why not me?
You're too big,
Steven
bro.
must
What do you mean,
She
man?
goes, anyone that's like within the 70s, like she's like.
I'm 75.
Well, we have confirmed that.
Yeah.
76.2,
So Dave's still
He's
approved.
still
Quinton would be
Because-
good too, 62.
Quinton.
I bet she'd love training with you. It'd be awesome. It'd be
Okay.
good. She needs little bodies, bro. So just feed her bodies.
I'm like 87.
87.
So this is Jimmy's replacement, right, Quinton?
Jimmy's, well, we will get, if Jimmy comes back,
Just don't follow Jimmy's path, right?
yeah,
You're the chosen one.
Yeah.
if Jimmy comes back, we'll just have more people, yeah?
I want to know if Jimmy actually trained for Subversion, because I spoke to you because I thought he was training at Arts Wild.
Yeah,
And you said you barely saw him there.
yeah.
And then you're like, I thought he was training with you. I'm like,
He said he was training
maybe-
with you.
Maybe like a couple times.
Yeah.
I know we went to Taijutsu.
Oh, he was going there? Okay, all right. So he's confirmed. Jimmy,
He was
Jimmy did
doing
train.
some rounds. I don't know whether if it was all grappling or might have been some kickboxing.
Oh.
But I know he's.
Well, he was doing kickboxing moves on the night.
Man, the guy's such a wild man.
You see that?
Because George, some from Subversion messaged me and he's like, mate, Jimmy's he's a bit of a character, isn't he? I'm like, he goes, he spat mid-match and he was doing like Muay Thai moves.
Yeah.
I'm like, but how entertaining is that? You know?
Yeah, imagine you just
Does he like you?
I mean, he's just one of those characters, you know.
Yeah.
But I think George, if he with the time, he would.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
if
know.
you met him, bro.
I think he did a good job,
Starts
considering you know, like Zhao is a tough matchup, and it was his first time on that sort of stage. I think he did. I think
Imagine
he did well.
if he won him on the mic. Freaking out, that'd be bad.
That's why I said to George, I'm like, do you imagine if he won and he's your champ, bro? Like, it'd be like the Dagestanis when there's a Dagestani champ that's really boring, and like Dana tries to get him out. It'd be like that. It'd be funny.
Nah, but also Matt and Dominic, the organisers of SubWave, yeah? So when did you guys come
Had the
up with
first event, was that a couple months ago?
We had our first event was in November, and it kind of just started. I think we're on like a shared WhatsApp group,
Yep.
and we were just talking about like promotions, and I thought it was I still believe that they're a lot of work for what you get, but in terms of I just wanted to watch good matches, you know, and just sort of give back a little bit to the Brisbane community, and I think we're a little bit behind in terms of exposure. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to kind of, why don't we have like a tournament, the winner gets a spot in Subversion, the event covers their expenses there, and they win a bit of cash to go with it, you know, so
Win-win.
we kind of wanted to make it in a weight class that's a bit more open, so it gives chance to some of the lighter guys, but you know, obviously we had to limit the big boys.
And it was only Queensland grapplers.
For that, it was only Queensland grapplers.
Will you keep it as Queensland grapplers?
So we're going to have two different formats.
Yeah.
There's going to be the format that's coming up now on January 10th, Saturday, which is going to be just super fight matches.
Yeah.
And for that is pretty much, we'll get whoever we can to come in, whoever's interested, and we try and get some exciting matchups with people from out of state. But when we do the qualifiers, they will be just for Queensland grapplers.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, okay. So you thought there was a bit of a gap in the market for...
No, I think not a gap, just
yeah.
but just a bit more, just to get some exposure. Like there are like really good grapplers in Queensland, and they don't necessarily get the opportunity on those big cards.
Yeah.
Because they're still like a little bit relatively unknown, and now sort of being a promoter and sort of understanding there's a cost involved in bringing people from out of state.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in New South Wales, a promotion, or you're a promotion Victoria, and you've got tons of grapplers that are there. To spend $1,000 to fly somebody from Queensland just doesn't necessarily make sense, and they're not going to come with the audience that you want to get from local people. So,
I get you.
but if we could cover the cost of that and sort of send somebody here and kind of have like a tournament, I thought it'd be a cool way to do it and sort of give exposure to the winner of the
Second
event.
event sold out, right?
Second event sold out in
sold
like
out.
in less
Ticket holder right here.
than 2
Ticket
days, man. Awesome.
Nah.
Thanks.
Within an hour, ticket order.
Nah. Matt actually did. Matt and Dominic actually did a phenomenal job given what they had. Like, definitely made use of all of it.
And free on YouTube as well.
Free
I
on
think
YouTube.
people really appreciate that because there's nothing worse than wanting to watch someone
And there's a
that you train,
paywall.
and then there's a paywall. And you're like, oh, do I really? Do I care?
Well,
that
we
much?
understand that jiu-jitsu people are tight asses, so
But is it harder? Is running a event hard, or is it working with jiu-jitsu people hard, eh?
I just think it's like a lot of investment time-wise for financial gain.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's a huge money maker.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of promotions, they go really heavy on the production, they go really heavy on the marketing, they go really heavy on bringing some big names in, and they generally don't last because there's just not that much return, you know, and they do have to stick it behind a paywall. So the main thing is just to give as much exposure to people in Queensland, and that's why we're doing it free on YouTube, just to give as many people an opportunity to sort of watch. I think like Grapple Mania is a good example of what they do. And all like the gym owners in New South Wales, they kind of appreciate it because it just gives their athletes a platform. It gives them regular competition in that sort of super fight
And they can
format.
make a little bit of money as well.
Yeah, and they make a little bit of
Actually
money.
get paid for competing instead of having to.
Yeah, they make a little bit of money, and it's cool. It's a fun night. Like if anybody's like, if you guys are ever in Sydney during when there's a Grapple Mania on, it's actually a really fun night. You know, it's a good event.
Some colourful commentating.
Yeah, colourful commentating, but it's good to watch live as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what we wanted to do.
Do you think there's a big skill gap in Sydney grapplers versus Queensland grapplers?
Like in general.
In general.
I mean, like it's just like anywhere. Like if you go to any gym, there's always going to be like 3 or 4 guys that are really good.
Yep.
Depending on how many people from that gym will compete, you'll have a small percentage that are competitors. So I think it just comes down to numbers, you know? They just have
more volume.
More volume of people. And they've just, I guess they've had like higher level grapplers in the scene a little bit longer. But a lot of guys in Queensland are doing really phenomenal. Like Bob's doing great.
Yeah.
Anton was doing great.
Yeah.
He was here.
Yeah.
So Urosh,
Urosh.
who's also who's on the main card. He's the main event, so we're excited to have Urosh on.
Yeah.
He's a super fun grappler to watch.
Who's he competing against?
Seb Adard.
Oh, that should be a great match.
So that's an awesome match. So I have to give the credit here to Dom because he did all the matchmaking.
Yeah.
And did a phenomenal job. So
That was actually a big plus last SubWave you guys did. I'm not sure if it was an intentional or not. It was one of the most funnest matches. It was just chaotic.
A
the
lot of
matches,
subs, a lot of crazy things.
wrestling, all that.
Well,
it
we
was
had,
actually really good.
We had a 75% sub rate. So I think that the biggest sort of the biggest sort of danger of running a sub only event is if you have all the matches that run into like they run overtime and then actually don't get any submissions and it's all decisions. And I think that's like the danger of not having a point system is that there can be no clear winner and it can be a little bit ambiguous, but all the athletes did a phenomenal job just going out there and just like.
And even some of the matches that didn't go to submission, like what was his name, the Brazilian guy versus Cole.
Yeah, that was one of
the most exciting matches.
Cole and Alex like put on that was for me is like one of the most exciting matches.
Judging that was pretty hard because you could have given.
It was they were literally in like deep subs on each other for like the whole match. You know? So those boys really turned it on, I think. And the good thing is that like if anybody that watched that match, if they have a promotion, they'd want to get them on. You know?
Yeah.
Because if you know that they're going to bring it, and like it was just really, really like that's kind of like what we
you
wanted
want.
to do.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to make the rules overly complicated. You know, we didn't have like too many rounds going in. We didn't have like we just it's a sub only event. We want you guys to go for subs. We don't want you guys to like wrestle and pin and hold somebody down and then hope to squeak out a win. You know, because nobody wants to see that.
It was good. It was good cash prize too, 1,600.
Yeah, so it was winner takes all. We had the ladies that are on the event as well. They all got paid.
Yep.
They got paid to show.
Yep.
They got paid to win as
Nice.
well.
Yeah, Rose and the 10th Planet Girl. Do you remember her name?
No.
But that was a good match.
Yeah.
Really good A-block on her. Yeah.
No,
it
it
was
was
a good
Rose.
match.
It was Rose against Ethan's.
Oh, that's
Cannons.
right. Oh, Ethan Cannons.
Yeah.
That was a good match. Yeah, she
That was
did
a great match.
reverse
Yeah,
close,
that was a great
reverse
match.
close guard toe hold.
Yeah. So the ladies definitely put on a good show. And, and that's something that we wanted to do as well is give the girls a platform because if you watch many of the female matches, a lot of the time they're more entertaining than the dude matches because they just go and scrap and they did, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
But
Steven's always watching the.
Nah, don't do that. No, but what was the rule set too? Because there was a bit of controversy. We'll address the controversy
Yeah.
and then how you guys are going to rectify it in the next one, yeah?
yeah, so the rule set is obviously it's a sub-only tournament, so submissions will get deemed sort of the highest weight.
Yeah.
If there are no deep or there are no clear submission attempts or submit like close to being finished, then it'll go down to like positional control, passing, sweeps, takedowns, and look, we kind of went back and forth. Dom and I on the final match, because in all things considered, like the event itself had a 75% sub rate, but then the only downside is that there was a close final match, and like at the time when I was watching it, I thought Ethan was obviously a clear winner, but I was reffing, I was not a judge, but I'm watching it and I'm like, at the same time I did have a feeling like I think for Ethan, like in the second half of the match, if he had and he did try and sit back on some footlocks when he was trying to pass, but Josh was obviously very clever at just like pulling his foot back out and not actually giving him any bites. But if you watch the first half of the match, Josh was entangling his legs, he was getting into some good positions. I felt personally like there wasn't any clear deep submission attempts that Ethan had to address.
Nothing deep, but a few like okay attempts. I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah. He definitely controlled.
He was going for the sub.
Josh
for
definitely
sure.
controlled the first half of the match, and he was putting himself in positions to get into submissions and to like finish the match. Whereas Ethan was just being defensive and just trying to work his way out. Like he's very methodical.
Yeah.
Great grappler.
Yeah, like
Really good grappler.
I'm a big fan of Ethan's jiu-jitsu, and at the end we did tell him, look, we'll try and make this up to you somehow, but I felt like after rewatching it that the judges did make the right decision. If you watch a lot of the sub-only no-gi matches, people would let their guards get past in the initial part, and then let them get mounted, and then from getting mounted, they will like keep into like get into
like
a rig,
entanglement or something. Yeah.
because that's what you're trying to go for, and I guess that's what makes it exciting, where people won't just try and hold on to someone when they're trying to pass. They'll kind of open up a bit, sit back on a leg lock, and then get into like sort of these offensive cycles rather than just being
It's so
defensive.
hard too, like, because you sub only,
Yeah.
and then people are just yanking on ankle locks, and you could be like, oh, ankle locks suck, but
Yeah.
then ankle locks are like,
I think ankle lock was like
It
the
was like
most
the
the most
most,
submissions on the
look,
night.
I don't think ankle locks are considered like a weak submission anymore. 'Cause
I think
people are-
Ethan Enoch, like all his submissions were.
I think
ankle
people are
locks.
just getting like people have just figured out how to switch, how to get the heel on the inside of the arm.
Good
hitting
finishing
con-
mechanics.
Yeah,
now.
and it's come a long way, obviously. But you don't want to take anything away from Josh, who did fantastic,
Yeah.
and he won, and we've had to stick with that
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
At the same time, we were kind of interested in if they want to run it back. And then
That'd be cool. That'd be
yeah,
interesting to
and
see
then,
that for sure.
they can run it back, and
Yeah.
if it ends up, Ethan Cannon wins the second one, then you go like a rubber match.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But
Especially because the girlfriends also fought as well. There's like interesting dynamic there as well.
like it could end up being a good thing where they just have this rivalry.
couple matches.
Yeah.
But no, you got another one happening on the 10th of Jan.
Yeah. So how's the rule?
Jan.
Is the rule set going to be a little bit
so
different?
we I don't want to speak out of term here. Let me get.
Yeah. Go.
maybe
If you
so-
need to get something. Yeah.
It's on the phone.
On the back. Just throw it off top of
I don't
the
want
head
to
and we-
speak. I don't want to speak
Yeah.
out of
Okay,
term
but it'll
here,
be a little
because
bit
I don't
different.
wanna get in trouble,
it might
but
be a little bit different.
you're
yeah.
obviously a judge.
Yeah.
So you'll be briefed.
Yeah,
on it
for sure, for
beforehand. We're going to have a meeting, and
Yeah.
we're going to also announce it at the beginning of the card.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
then the commentators, which is going to be Dom and Jimmy again,
Yeah.
they'll have the opportunity to let the audience
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what the exact rule
Yeah.
set is. It's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. No.
It more so, I think what we're going to sort of recap is having someone in a leg entanglement is not a submission,
Yeah.
right? Like if you've got somebody in saddle, or you've got them in outside ashi,
Yeah.
and you're controlling the foot, that is not a submission.
Nice.
It's the
Okay,
equivalent.
yeah.
I think it's the equivalent of having someone in an armbar, and they've got like their rear naked
Yeah.
choke grip, and the elbow's bent, right?
Yeah.
There's no threat of submission yet.
There isn't yet, but it's a bit different once the arm gets extended and they start applying braking mechanics on the joint. Then yes, then they escape from there. Okay, that is a clear submission.
Yeah.
It was close to being finished,
Yeah.
and the person obviously had to do a lot to get out of it. Does that make sense?
no.
I was going to say, what do you think of Ethan's escape when Ethan Cannon had two super deep arm bars on Ethan?
Ethan Enoch.
Yeah,
He's got some massive balls. Right?
oh, bro, he's got the most dog. Like I train with him all the time. He has got the dog.
I've competed against Ethan. He's super tough.
Yeah.
Like I had him in like a deep triangle, and his face was going purple, and he just wasn't gonna tap. Like,
no, he
just,
won't tap unless
He just doesn't tap.
Yeah.
Like something's got to break, or he's got to be put to sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a beast. Yeah.
He
I
is.
personally really enjoyed watching him compete that.
Oh,
day.
he was probably
So,
one of the most entertaining. Obviously, I'm a bit biased, but he's one
Yeah,
of the most
I'd love to
entertaining.
get him on again, just because he's just a dog.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
He's so entertaining. He got out he got out of like the two deepest arm bars that I'd seen. Like
I
his
know.
elbow was, when you can see the elbow like popping out the top.
Yeah.
You
And there was no like hand coming out to tap. There was like
he was
just-
like rotating out. He was just turning his thumb. He was like spinning out of it. It was wild.
Yeah.
Got out of the first one to 10 seconds later, getting put back in the second one.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
And there was like that moment there, like obviously Ethan Cannon had like complete control of the match, but like you could see he's like, fuck, what do I got to do to finish this guy? You know, like because you can tell Ethan really wanted to finish.
Yeah, for sure.
He wanted that finish, like especially when you have somebody in a sub that deep twice, you're like, you want to finish.
Yeah, on the second one, you're like, oh, I've got to break
Yeah,
this. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was thinking it's like that Ferguson armbar, you know, where
Yeah,
it's like
it
everybody
was.
else is like,
Yeah, it was wild, and I think that like those moments on the night like made it really special. For sure. Like considering like the low production value, like we do it in a gym, and that's how we're starting. Like we want to obviously build up to get it into a big venue, and I think that's what we're working towards. So we're going to have 6 events in a year.
Yeah.
3 will be the qualifier style, knockout style tournament, which will be just Queensland grapplers, and then the rest will be that super fight format.
Yeah. So we got some of the events coming up on SubWave.
Yeah. Hafsa.
Oh, Hafs is always very exciting, and she was on it too. I think that's the 10th Planet girl as well.
Yeah, so how do I say her name properly? Hafsa
Hafsa, yeah.
and Georgie
Georgie from 10th Planet.
from 10th Planet. So it
Yeah.
should be fun. Like
That'll be a good females match.
Yeah.
I've watched both of them compete.
Hafs is always very exciting.
Hafsa's tough.
Yeah.
She's got some good like split squat passing, and Georgie's got that nice K guard sort of 10th
Yeah.
Planet Brisbane style. These two gentlemen,
Oh, I know him. The
Finn?
guy. Yeah, he's the
Finn
guy on the
from
left.
Planet.
yeah.
He's really good.
So we got a lot of boys and a gal from 10th Planet, and I've been there to train quite a bit, and they got
Yeah.
really nice jiu-jitsu there. So they want like one of the teams that are more active on the card.
Under Devon.
Yep, under Devon, who's doing a great job. We're heading into Greg Shepherdson is a black belt. He's
Oh yeah, he
competing-
was in the first event.
Yeah, he was on the first event. He had a match with Josh, and
He was actually defending it really
Yeah,
well,
he had
getting
some
the
good,
knee to the floor. I think Josh is just so bendy
Yeah.
and just really committed to
Yeah.
the.
You've had
to
a
the
match with
floor.
him too.
with Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a couple of matches with Greg. So
I
Greg-
actually competed when I was a blue belt. He hooked me.
Yeah.
In the open weight.
So
division.
Greg's been competing for quite a bit, but he's had some time off. He's a family man, but he's just coming back. He's having that sort of second wind.
Yeah.
So he's been super supportive of the event, and he's game. You know, he wants to have a scrap. So the other gentleman as well, who's my fellow countryman from Chile, Max, he's going to be competing against Greg. So that should be a fun match. Both very physical, different sort of styles. Again, I think that'll be a sort of a sleeper for a very fun match. Ethan Hunt, who I've trained with from 10th Planet, against Mr. Green. I don't know a whole lot, but I've heard that he's quite good as well.
Corporate
Yep.
box under
Real
Sergio.
sort of physical sort of jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. Max Kruger,
Oh yeah.
yep.
Max Kruger.
And
This will be interesting style, completely different style.
And
Max
Elvin.
Kruger, very much stand up.
Verse 2.
yeah, Elvin Shibu from Open Mat, who I would predict has a nice sort of good guard retention,
yeah.
sort of similar
That's
style to
similar
Josh.
yeah.
Yeah, so that should be a fun match. It's always fun when you got two different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you got two people that just want to stand up.
Him and Josh have trained a lot together.
Yeah, so that should be fun.
Spent a lot of time.
McKelty, who was on the first card,
McCarthy was a good standout last time.
Yeah.
He's always down to scrap.
he was by far the lightest guy in the bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he fought, I think, one of the biggest guys.
Yeah, so I think he was like the next guy closest to him was like 15 kilos. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
it would have been Alex, who was about.
Yeah.
They were the two lightest guys in the
Yeah.
division, but they both did outstanding. And I think initially, because we made it so open, like from like any sort of belt all the way up to black, different weight categories, they were like, oh, it's not fair for the coloured belts. You know, it's like the black belts are obviously going to be favourites to win. But then look, some of the coloured belts put on some of the best matches.
Exactly.
You know? And those are the sort of events that I like watching. Is when you sort of see like a coloured belt that's like relatively unknown, have a good match, or even take out like one of the favourites.
Yeah.
So I like that when you get that sort of a difference in.
I think most of the colour belts now could be
And this
better
guy's
than
good.
the
I
black.
think he beat Jason Fiat States, blue belt.
Oh, the one left to him, yeah.
Jack.
Yeah,
Jack.
Yeah.
So I know he's pretty good.
So Jack and McKelty would be a fun
That'll be a good
matchup. So Jack was sort of hitting us up to get him a good match,
Yeah.
and McKelty, who's like just
Always down.
just doesn't
he's
hesitate.
got a lot of
yeah.
dogs. Have you said the story about when he
Bro, McKelty Kimored me. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna bring up when he hurt his back, and then
There's also another story. Like he went to a GI, he got slammed in his neck, and then he's like, can't feel both my arms. And then he's like, oi, but can I do the next match? I'm like, bro, you can't feel both your arms. What type of silly question is this? Hey? He's like, oh, pins and needles down both arms.
Jeez, is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right, but this was ages ago. But yeah,
And then we got Jack, Kyle,
yeah, I know Jack Carl. He's really good.
Jack's
Carl,
awesome.
very
And
good,
this guy
very nice
trains,
dude.
Ian Miller.
Nova Art.
Yeah, so that should be a great matchup. I've trained with Jack. He's got really nice
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
he's good.
He's good fun.
He's got a win over Tim Moore actually.
He does he?
Yeah.
And then we've got Tom Hammond from 10th Planet, who's also a really fun
Thomas
matchup.
Hammond ankle locked me actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Awesome. He's a good dude.
He's good.
And then we've got Harry from
Harry.
Renegade. So we got a few grapplers from Renegade.
Renegade,
Very-
good
yeah.
fun headlocks.
Yeah.
They got some good jiu-jitsu from there, so it'd be fun to watch them go for it. And then we're sort of heading up.
Sonny, big Sonny.
Mr. Sonny.
So some of the bigger boys. So Sonny Matheson from. You want to tell us a bit about Sonny?
He's good, big head, probably biggest head, stiffest neck. So,
Big
yeah.
head.
He does have a pretty solid neck, doesn't he?
I think Bob, from all the collar ties, he has just developed like.
Yeah, he's starting to look a bit like Bob.
Yeah, I think so. There's something the same haircut too.
He's starting to look a bit like
He's
Bob.
only like 20 as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20.
Man.
I knew he was versing.
And Reese from 10th Planet as well.
Reese.
So that
I've
should
rolled
a
with
black
Reese.
belt?
I've rolled with Reese. Nah, Reese not black belt. I think he probably purple or brown.
Yeah, he was a blue in 2017, so he'd been
Yeah.
training for quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's quite a thick boy as well.
Yeah, big boy. So it's good to have some of the bigger dudes. So they're in the 99 kilo weight class.
Yeah.
Just hope they don't run through the wall.
Yeah.
And then we got our co-main event, which I'm really excited
should be a
about.
really good match.
So
Mr. Shipton.
Hip Toss Josh, Mr. Josh Shipton, and Tim Moore. So Tim obviously medaled at trials.
Yeah.
And Josh, who's been, I think he was in CGI, the Giles trials.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he threw Anton.
He threw Anton.
He threw. I think he throws. I've seen him throw everybody. He's thrown me
I mean, he
around.
lives up to the name, Hip Toss Shots,
Yeah,
you know?
but his jiu-jitsu is coming along really nicely.
Oh, he's got a really good guy. I trained
Yeah.
with him at one purpose. Yeah.
Exceptional front headlock, really good, obviously really good judo takedowns, but his guard's starting to come a long way. So I think this is a good matchup. Like,
Good physicality, strong, long. Like,
yeah. So I think Josh is obviously looking to sort of start to break into the scene a bit more and be more active. So we're lucky to have him and Tim on the co-main.
Yeah.
And then that leads us to
The main.
the two gentlemen in our main event who really don't need an introduction. Urosh is obviously a local legend and an amazing grappler, and Seb, who's in the States, WNO veteran, and medaled at Worlds.
Yeah, silver.
Yeah.
I think
Medal
double
Silver?
silver,
Yeah,
actually.
double silver.
Yeah.
He medaled at Worlds, and really fun sort of style. So if
Yeah.
you've ever watched Seb,
They've versed each
roll-
other before too.
Oh,
Yeah.
have they? That
But
would be
yeah.
Interesting to see the.
Seb's coming back from a horrendously
Broke his
bad
ankle.
broken leg.
Yeah.
So he's obviously done the work in the gym to rehab that,
I
and
think he did a grappling industries.
I mean he's competing in anything, you know.
Yeah.
So you can tell he's just trying.
How
to
did that match come about?
We kind of once we put the expressions of interest out, we wanted to get Urosh onto a match, obviously because he's one of the bigger
Locals,
names that are local, and we're trying to give some exposure to the local dudes. And Seb, I think he's just looking to scrap against anybody. So he sort of messaged us, and Dom had the conversations and be like, well, if we can match you up with somebody, would you be interested? He's like, yeah, I'm down. So both were super easy to deal with, given our extremely low budget. So we're super thankful for the support and for them actually agreeing to be on the match. We're wrapped. we're over the moon. So we're hoping, and we know that they'll put on a good matchup,
Yes,
and it'll
sir.
be fun. So I guess the winners are the viewers. You know,
Yes, sir. No, it'll be good, and that's happening on when?
January 10th, Saturday. So it'll be
Yes, sir.
kicking off at 2 p.m. So we wanted
Yeah.
to do it sort of. Give everybody the opportunity to sort of get what they need to do early in the day,
Yes, sir.
come watch jiu-jitsu for a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit, and then if you want to go out and have a night of it afterwards.
Quinton will be there. I'll be there judging.
Quinton.
Steven, maybe.
I'll be there doing the physio.
I thought,
Oh, you will?
I thought it's like plus 14 event, Quinton.
Plus 4.
I got a fake idea.
And it'll be held at Onda's
I'll
match
be
gym.
held here on the jiu-jitsu. I'm not really good at plugging my businesses,
Yeah,
but
plug it.
the only reason I accepted to do this was to give the businesses a plug. So SubWave on January 10, we're going to have another 5 events after that. 3 of those will be the qualifiers, another 2 will be the super fight nights, which is just going to be a fun fight night for people to come and watch.
Yeah.
We will aim to have a big event at the end of the year, once we sort of build the momentum over the year.
Yep.
We want to keep the rule set super simple, super fun, and just put on some good matches.
Good man.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's good. Yeah.
At Fight Aesthetic as well is a brand that Mary runs. We run together. We're going to be doing a summer camp in November on the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
Location to be disclosed,
Yeah.
dates to be disclosed, and we're going to have some awesome coaches for
The
that.
nicest kits I've ever worn is the aesthetic kit that Steven made.
Yeah.
Feels great.
Yeah.
Genuinely, probably
Awesome.
the best I've ever
Yeah,
worn.
yeah. They help
So
me out.
we're going to have a summer camp there, probably like 200 square meters of mat space
Yeah.
in a nice, beautiful venue on the sunny coast. So if you guys want to come and train for
For
a few
sure.
days,
No, just big shout out. Matt's been doing a lot of work for Brisbane Grapplers, organising. I think he's going to create good scene in Brisbane and Queensland. It's good to have him here. We've stolen a Sydney person and we've taken him and we've adopted him, eh?
thanks. Yeah, and
Yes.
a big shout out to Toll, who introduced me to you gentlemen,
Yeah.
the Estonian Ginger Ninja.
Yes, sir.
#1 no-gi grappler
Yeah.
in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he had an awesome run this year.
Yes, yes, sir.
So yeah, big shout out to our Ginger Ninja.
Yes, sir. Okay, all
Cool.
good.
Thank
We'll
you,
wrap it
gentlemen.
up. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dave.
Good to have you.
Boom, my man. Boom. Boom.